Hello. So the name of it was Mr. Gear. It's not the easiest thing in the world to change gear. Right, what else have we got? Oh, we've got some wood stuff. Is the track going when it's in contact with the ground? Any ideas? Hang on, I'll walk over here. Hang on a moment. Actually, I'll run. It's a rare thing, but I do run every now and then. So, what have we got?
That running, I call that mincing.
The CVRTs.
Wonderful. So, in front of you we have two British Army vehicles, and they fall into the group which is classed as a CVRT, which stands for Combat Vehicle Reconnaissance Tracked. They were primarily recce vehicles. They are both the same family, and British Army loves grouping things together in names, so they both begin with S. All the CVRTs begin with S. And we have two models here. The first one being a scimitar, the second one being a sabre. Now you look at them and they're not always very easy to tell the difference between the two of them, because all CVRTs are based on the same sort of chassis and have the same running gear in them. Now ways to tell the difference between them I can speak English honestly, just not on a Friday. The scimitar, if you look at the turret, it is actually lower down to the body than the sabre, and if you look at the turret here, it is hexagonal. No, this is just a standard sabre. I was just checking that it wasn't a slight variation, which we can get on them. Is this the Cummins diesel version or the no, this is the petrol variation. So it's got a Jaguar J60 engine in it, which is exactly the same as a normal Jaguar car, although in my opinion, this is far nicer than a Jaguar. Identical to these, but if you see these, the muzzle, the end of the muzzle of the barrel comes in front of the actual body of the vehicle, whereas the Scorpion has a much shorter barrel on its main armament because it has a different calibre main weapon on it. Another way to tell the difference between these, you see on the second vehicle as it's going round, that big box to the right hand side of the main armament is its night vision. And if you look at the other first vehicle, it has the same box, but it is a different shape and it opens differently. So there are different little idiosyncrasies between the vehicles that enable you to tell. But the main one being that on the second one, if you look at the turret, there is a bigger gap between the two because the turret wasn't actually built for that vehicle. So they had to manufacture a specific collar to marry the two together.
Okay, thanks Michelle. We'll go back to World War II now from the fairly modern. This is a Marder 3M, which is a self-propelled gun on a 38T chassis. Now I'm going to ask the owner, John, a little bit about it because he knows far more about this than I do, I'm afraid. He's shaking his head and laughing his head off, but he is going to tell us, I'm sure he will. He must be so proud of it.
Yes, thank you. It's built in 1943. It's a bit slow at the moment. We're waiting for a few mechanical parts to arrive from the States, but apart from that, there she is. It's a good vehicle and a lot of fun.
Thank you very much, John. What a magic thing. Thank you very, very much.
Excellent. So, moving on to something slightly more modern. So, this, it's just got out of my head. It's not Salamander.
Saladin.
I forgot what it's called.
Saracens.
No, it's not Saracen. I'll get it with
Saladin.
Saladin, that's it. So, Saladin, 6-wheel drive, 4-wheel steer. It's got a 75mm gun in the front. Mainly used for support. So it's quite a stable gun platform as well. But they actually had the variant of this, which is called the Saracen, which was a troop carrier. So it was exactly the same base, but slightly built up, more different to carry troops. Now these guys would sort of mill around, wait for orders, and basically just fire support onto an enemy as the infantry came in to keep their heads down, so the soldiers couldn't shoot back at their friendly forces moving forward. It's got a B80 8-cylinder Rolls-Royce engine, which does drink quite a lot of petrol, so it does empty your wallet quite quick. But the big difference between these and something that's tracked in an urban environment to get around a decent track, because they do so much damage to the ground, they thought, let's put something on wheels. So they took a common chassis, chopped the top off, put a turret inside it, on top of it, and then fit the centre 5mm gun. This is the same gun that's in the Scorpion tank, which was in here earlier, but there you go. So it's a 3-man crew. You have the driver, you have the gunner, and you have the commander. And it's quite a tight fit in there, it really, really is. There's not a lot of space. But yeah, I do like these. I wish I could own one, but it's a little bit out of my price tag. Now, the Alvis group on their books, I think the guy said there's only about 19 on their books. It's like I said, there's not actually many left. So there you go, very nice example.
And we're going to bring the changes back to World War II again. Self-propelled anti-tank gun, made in 1945. And running quite well by the sounds of it. So when he comes up a bit closer, I'm going to ask the fella on top to tell us a little bit about it. So, they're all laughing their heads off and shaking their head. You've got to tell us. Sorry? Says he can't hear me. Okay, my knowledge of these is a little limited, so...
Have a look in here, you can see people.
Yeah!
There's people inside.
There's no breech block in there, you can see right in there people pulling faces at you.
But very, very effective tank killer.
Okay, yeah, they're very effective. Very rare piece of kit, Jack Panther Hetzer. Alright, thank you very much.
Probably worth, I'll say, over $1 million. So, we're going to bring one of the big boys out now. So we're going to get him in the middle of the arena, if he's going to pay attention. So, this is a Centurion. So just going through the history from the Second World War. So we had the Churchill, the Cromwell, then we had the Conqueror, then we had the Centurion, then we had the Chieftain, this little small tanks. So they had the Scorpion, Samson, Samaritan, Sabre, Scimitar, so on and so on. So they all started with the same letter. That's good old British Army thinking, that is. How to make things really, really complicated. But I do love this Hetzer.
They just make things really complicated, but so you absolutely have to know them off by heart, because there's no good guessing it.
Yeah, exactly. Good, so when you bring on the Centurion. Now this is slightly different to a main gun tank or a main battle tank, MBT. This is the engineer's variant. Because you look at most tanks, and they've got a really, really long gun. But this one's got a really short gun, and it fires a very, very high explosive shell, and it's designed for taking out bunkers, hardened emplacements, anything that the infantry just can't get into they call these guys up, they fire this massive round full of high explosives to take out the enemy or an entrance into a bunker complex. Now it's run by basically an aircraft engine, the Merlin engine, which is very, very juicy. Let them go. I wasn't quite around by the exhaust. Now, good old British Army thinking, it's a little bit of a quirky for you. Now they have an auxiliary engine. Let's take the fuel tanks out, maybe just to change one spark plug. So I bet you've already removed yours, haven't you? Yeah, there you go. So no donkey engine, one fuel tank, so you can actually get to the spark plugs. Because it was an aircraft engine, it wasn't really designed for a tank, so alright, yeah, but no, he says we're not going to war, but I'm sure that's a real pain in the arse. Sorry, excuse my French, a real pain in the backside. That's a pound for the swear.
I'm the one who's got the tattoo that says don't swear on the inside of my eyelids.
165mm of high explosives.
Yeah.
Oh, 500 metres range. It's not a lot, but it's a really big heavy shell that makes, yeah, it makes an enormous bang. It really, really does.
The interesting thing about that donkey engine is it's actually an Austin 8 horsepower power engine.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. You can take the engine out of one of these and put it in an Austin 8 horsepower and it will work.
Yeah, yeah. And the other good thing about these Centurions is it's the only British tank that's fought against the British on the gun tank side. So, very curious, because they were sold abroad when they weren't used anymore. I can't remember the name of the conflict, but no, I knew they did fight against the British at some point, but I love these things, they're brilliant. There we go. Right, you'll hear this engine roar into life. 432. Right, I stand out of the way, the exhaust.
Yeah, get away from that.
Smell the exhaust burning.
Now that's an unsupercharged Merlin called a Meteor, and I'd really like to put one of those in a motor car because they're about 850 horsepower, and I think that would be enormous fun.
So very, very nice 434. All the 43 series run on a J60 multi-fuel engine nearby to a nice whiskey distillery. You can also put that in as well, although you may get a few funny looks from people. But if it will burn and combust, it will run on it. Possibly not as well as it would on either the petrol or the diesel. All the 43s are actually based on the same running gear, the same body design, but just have their individual variations. They are absolutely fantastic to drive, and they are quite often one of the first tracked vehicles that people get if they're converting to tracked armour, because they are very easy to drive. They have a pre-select gearbox, which is actually the same gearbox that used to be in the old buses. So much as I hate automatics, I absolutely love driving these. They are so nice and easy to drive. So thank you very, very much to our 4-3 drivers. And if you walk around the show and you do see them, go and ask to look in the vehicles, look around the vehicles, because quite often it's not just the outside that is pristine and as it should be. That have done the inside of the vehicles with as much original kit, etc. that they can find. And a lot of the guys know the history, the service history of the vehicles, and they will run through, tell you where they've been. We'll be round to his camp later to have a look around his vehicle. Is that it? Have we got anything else lurking up the back? So that means that now in front of you, to the right, it is the turn of the T-34. And I think hopefully he might have a little something special for you because he does like playing.
So it was an upgun version from the very first of the T-34s that came out, rolled out the production lines back in the Second World War. When Germany was starting to attack Russia, even though Russia had signed a non-aggression pact with Germany, the Germans still thought, oh, we'll have Russia, we like it, so we're going to invade it. Unfortunately, when they came up against the T-34s, they went for a bit of a shock, because they made them in such numbers that they just completely overwhelmed the German positions of the German armour. And the only real thing that could take them out was the Tiger and the 88 gun. Now the reason for that is they had sloped armour. Now I'm not sure whether that was by design or whether it was by, by accident or something like that. But if you imagine big 2-inch thick steel sheets standing upright, you've got 2 inches of armour. If you lay it over at 45 degrees at an angle, and they jump in them, drive out the big doors and go off to war. Which is probably a good thing because they were very simple to maintain and very simple to drive. But not so simple to get in them. Because let's face it, the Russians threw absolutely everybody at the Germans during the Second World War, from quite young age all the way up to quite old. Now, this particular one, it's not too far from here, but it does pack a bit of a surprise, which hopefully he's going to show you when he comes round. Now, yesterday, it was a very, very hot day, and he came round the front, and a big chunk of rubber came off of one of the wheels on one side, which is never a good thing with a tank.
It's generally a very expensive thing with a tank, especially one of that age.
Yes, absolutely. So the hatch in the middle, down below, that's where the driver sits. So he is slightly off to one side, and then you'd have what they call the assistant driver, or the bow gunner, would actually be sitting next to him, using the machine gun. And that bit in the middle, the round bit on the opposite side of the hatch, moves left and right and up and down, and then they can see. So what he's going to do now is going to come into the middle arena, he's going to traverse his turret. Right, stand by. Wow. He's definitely packed that shed out. I think he's got another one. I might put my fingers in my ears for this one.
Not bad for a pro scarer, is it? You're quite good in your back garden.
Yeah, I've got, well, when the smoke was I think the bank.
Wow. Did you all feel the shockwave? Yeah. Oh, hello. Is he going to fire another one, or is he...
Come on.
No, that's it. So, gun front. There we go, give a big round of applause. You probably can't hear you, but boy, it's that big bang. It really, really is. So there you go, Second World War tank still firing. Absolutely awesome.
Let's get him to poke his head out the front and give you a wave. He really, really wants to. He does. There you are.
The T-34-85. Well done, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. So that concludes our arena events for today.